Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Jose and Crew. Welcome to Miracle Boy Boxing. I'm your host, and today's topic is about the fight of the year candidate last night between Subriel Matias and Jeremias Ponce for the vacant IBF 140-pound championship. 12 rounds in the main event at the Armory in Minneapolis, Minnesota, Showtime Championship Boxing, and the fight lived up to the hype. Coming in, everyone was expecting a give and take fight, fireworks, fight of the year candidate because of their styles, and it did not take long to show the audience why they hyped this fight up that way. From the first round on, Ponce, who coming into this fight, I've said it before many times, that Ponce is a very fast starter. He does that in most of his fights. That's how he usually is. He comes forward and just lets his hands go, try to overwhelm you with his power shots to the head and body. And he came out like how he did with Louis Ritson. And at the time, which is actually his only biggest victory that he's had, when he went over to UK and fought Ritson. He was the underdog in that fight, and he came out swinging. He overwhelmed Ritson he tried to overwhelm Ritson with his body shots, head shots, vicious power shots, and he did the same with Matias. He came out like he did with Ritson. Body shots, head shots, all gas, no breaks. He really wanted to go out. He really went out there and tried to finish Matias off in that first round. Everything was basically landing, man. Flush shots, heavy shots. Uppercuts, hooks, jabs, everything. And Matias was with his guard up right there in the pocket, taking it all in, man. Taking it all in. And it became to a point, that first round was so one-sided that everyone, including myself, was like, oh my God, Matias, it's got to do something here, because Ponce can punch. He can take it, but he does not want to be taken too many of this, and that's what's been happening. He was taking too many, but Matias stood the onslaught. He weathered the storm, made it through that first round. I think before the first round ended, right before the first round ended, Matias started to let his hands go and landed a couple good shots. But Matias showed his durability, man. Solid chin. He's proven and he's showing that he has one of the best chins in boxing. Second round, Ponce continued his success, working to the head, working to the body, uppercut, hooks, again, pressing forward, Matias in the pocket. And then now the fight started to live up to the expectation. Matias firing back, doing what Ponce is doing, but with speed and combinations, 3, 4, 5. And the give and take started, and a firefight began, and it was a brutal fight for as long as it lasted. Ponce showed why he was ranked number 1. He was no slouch, 30-0, no elite, didn't fight anybody prior to the Matias fight, no elite fighters on his resume, but he was 30-0, and he can punch, he can fight his butt off. And he showed it last night as to why he was ranked so high by the IBF and why Matias was below him. He showed his styles make fights, and Ponce was doing really good against Matias until Matias started to let his hands go, take over, started to bust Ponce up to the head and body, and we got the results. Matias with a technical knockout corner stoppage after the 5th round. Ponce got dropped. On the way down, he was eating punches to the head and body. I think it all started with a body shot, then the head shots came up, and then on the way down, he took some more body shots to the point where he had no legs, and he just went down. Some say it was a trip. No way. That Ponce clearly went down after some punches on the way down by Matias. One hurt him, I think it was a body shot. But Matias, thing with Matias, he takes time. He takes a couple of rounds to get warmed up. And that's why Ponce had so much success, because Ponce is a fast starter, and that was one of the questions I had coming into this fight. How will Matias respond to the fast start of Ponce? Coming out, swinging, guns blazing, all out. Ponce was actually in that first round trying to knock Matias out, trying to get him out of there in that first round, as he should, because Matias gets stronger as the fight progresses. And Matias survived it. He stood there. He survived it. Second round came, third round came, fourth round came, fifth round came. Matias was still there, and that's when it became a problem for Ponce, because Ponce could not take Matias out, and Matias was just getting stronger, getting warmed up. The engine was getting started, the motor was getting started, and the avalanche of punches were coming Ponce's way. Ponce was taking some good shots. He showed a pretty good chin. He showed that he could take a good punch, at times, and both guys had vicious exchanges as well. And it was just a matter of time till Matias broke him down. Matias hurt him at a time, I think it was in the fourth round. He hurt him, and Ponce held on, and the bell saved him. I think the bell saved him a couple times in that fight, almost at the end of the round. I think it was the fifth round, or the fourth, or the third, and the third. 2 rounds. He hurt Ponce, and the bell saved him. But, it became a typical Matias fight. In the end, Matias started to bust his opponent up, and the corner did not want any more, and they threw it in for their fighter. But I take my hat off to Ponce, because Ponce is no slouch. He can fight. He can punch. Excellent inside work that he does. And he is a fight for a lot of 140s. Matias, on the other hand, big win, his biggest win of his career. Getting the rematch and avenging his lone loss to Ananya was one thing, but winning a world title is always a boxer's biggest win. Okay, then now he has bigger paydays. His future has changed. His life has changed, and Matias has worked so hard for this. He's come up the hard way. He was not handed a silver spoon, a gold spoon, whatever you want to call it. He had to work his way up, the hard way, and the journey to get to this fight alone was grueling. 10 months in Mexico, because of both trying to wait to see what Josh Taylor was going to do with the 140-pound titles. When he was undisputed, he was holding up the division, because he was thinking about moving up to 147. So when Taylor finally decided to let go of the strap, the Matias Ponce fight went to bid. Then after they got the bid, the dates was changed multiple times. Ponce with his visa issues, this and that, and finally we got the fight last night, and it lived up to the hype, and all the work that Matias put in was all worth it. And now he's the new IBF world champion at 140 pounds, 19-1, 19 knockouts officially. It should be a very interesting title reign for Matias. Matias is one of the most dangerous fighters at 140. So it'll be interesting to see who takes that strap from him. Title fight or not, Matias is always going to be a hard fight for anyone. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Regis Prograis. I don't care if you're Jose Cepeda, Jose Ramirez, Tank, Davis, Ryan Garcia. I don't care. You step into the ring with Matias, win, lose, or draw, you're in for a fight of your life. Matias is no joke. And he proved it last night by becoming world champion. So, the fight lived up, guys. It was a fight of the year candidate. Brutal fight for as long as it lasts. And congratulations to Matias, my hometown fighter, out of Fajardo, Puerto Rico. And the new Puerto Rico has gained another world champion, third world champion. We got Amanda Serrano, we got Bomba Gonzalez, and now we have Subriel Matias. And now What a year for Puerto Rico so far. Bomba now looking to go to Japan and defend his championship and unification against Taraji. I talked about that fight before. I'm going to talk about it a little later as we get closer to the fight once again. But what a year for Puerto Rico so far. The year just started. And not only the year just started and Puerto Rico's having a good year so far, one of the best years in some time, but the year just started and we've been getting action fights, a lot of action fights as of late. And should be a tremendous year for boxing this year. And we're only in the second month. Amazing. Only in the second month and we've had plenty of action so far. A lot, So that's my take. That's my topic on this video, guys. Subriel Matias versus Jeremias Ponce. Matias winning by 5th round corner stoppage. After a brutal five brutal rounds. Matias is never in a boring fight, guys. Never in a boring fight. Win, lose, or draw. And Fajardo, Puerto Rico has a new champion, El Orgullo de Maltenillo. Subriel Matias, 19-1, 19 knockouts, guys. I'm looking forward to the future of Matias. And this should be an interesting title reign. Like I said it in comments. In comments in Facebook and social media, I said a reign of terror has officially begun at 140 pounds. The boogeyman of 140, Subriel Matias, is now champion. And there you have it. One Milk Boy Boxing, guys, hosting Cruz. I am your host, and I'll see you next time on the next video. Peace.